They told her no, not because she lacked the skill, not because she lacked the heart, but because she didn't fit. At 17, Aisha Monroe stood on the dusty tarmac outside the Air Cadet Flight Camp in El Paso, Texas, her heart pounding as an instructor pointed to the clipboard and shook his head. "Your application was denied. You were removed from the roster." Her hands trembled. "There must be a mistake. I got the acceptance letter." He cut her off. "I don't care what you got. You're not flying here." No one said it outright, but Aisha could read the tension in their faces. A black Muslim girl from a small Arizona town wasn't who they pictured behind the controls of a jet. Her world crumbled that day. Her dreams of becoming a fighter pilot felt like vapor trails, beautiful, but gone in a second. She didn't cry. She just walked away, her suitcase dragging behind her. That was the day she almost gave up, but not entirely. Aisha had been raised by her grandfather, a retired Air Force mechanic. He taught her more than how to change oil and check hydraulics. He taught her to believe in the power of decency and the strength of persistence. "You fly with your soul first," he used to say. "The hands come second." So when the camp said no, Aisha found another way to say yes. She volunteered at the airfield, cleaning hangars, polishing propellers, bringing coffee to tired instructors. She offered to help wherever help was needed. She didn't ask for payment, just time around planes. Weeks passed. She memorized aircraft manuals, studied takeoff logs, and watched every training flight like her future depended on it. Because it did. One stormy afternoon, the base's old radio operator collapsed from a stroke. Everyone panicked. Everyone except Aisha. She took charge without being asked, relaying coordinates and weather updates to 3 aircraft still circling the lightning-slashed skies. She kept her voice calm and steady, guiding them down one by one. When the last jet landed, an instructor looked at her like he'd seen a ghost. "You saved those pilots." She shrugged. "Just did what needed to be done." Word spread. Still, no one offered her a cockpit. Until the day everything changed. It was early fall when a classified joint training mission was scheduled nearby, featuring the legendary F-22 Raptor, a marvel of modern aviation, a machine few even glimpsed up close. Aisha had cleaned its landing gear. She knew every bolt by heart. But on that day, the unexpected struck, hard. A mechanical failure grounded one of the 2 pilots just hours before the mission. The backup hadn't arrived. Panic rippled across the command team. The flight had senators and generals watching live via secure stream. It couldn't be delayed. And then someone whispered, almost as a joke, "What about the girl who saved those planes?" The commander scoffed. "You mean the janitor?" But another voice, a respected colonel, stepped in. "She knows this plane better than some of our techs. Give her a sim test, right now." They expected her to fail. She passed. They expected her to panic in the VR combat module. She didn't. They expected her hands to shake. They were steady as steel. In a blur of stunned silence and fast approvals, Aisha was fitted into a flight suit 2 sizes too big. Her hands trembled only once. When she touched the Raptors. Controls for real. "Fly like your soul's already there," she whispered to herself, echoing her grandfather's words. The mission began, and she soared. Flawless lift, clean formation, commanding radio presence. Midway through, the lead pilot's radar failed. A simulated enemy formation surged toward them. It was Aisha who recalculated the intercept. Aisha who deployed the decoy sequence. Aisha who executed a maneuver so advanced, the live control room erupted in shouts. When she landed, the tower was silent. Then came the applause. Not polite clapping, roaring, full-body disbelief. One general took off his hat and just stared. "Who trained you?" She looked him in the eye. Kindness and necessity. They offered her a permanent training seat the next day. She said yes, but asked for something else first. She returned to her hometown, to the dusty lot where her high school still had a broken windsock and an old simulator no one used. She started a program there, for girls like her. Girls who were told no because they were the wrong color, wore the wrong scarf, or came from the wrong zip code. She called it Wings of Mercy. The military tried to make her the face of their recruiting campaign. She refused to be used for image. "Let my story be a crack in the ceiling," she told the press. Not the ceilings, new paint. She didn't want glory. She wanted change. And she got it. In 2 years, Wings of Mercy helped over 300 young women find paths into aviation, engineering, and aerospace careers. But for Aisha, the moment that mattered most wasn't when a newspaper called her the girl who flew the impossible. It came on a quiet day when her grandfather, thin and frail now, stood beside her at the local airfield. She pointed to the sky. "There," she said. "See that contrail?" He nodded. "That's Jasmine. She's 17, first in her class at flight school." He smiled through teary eyes. "She learned from the best," he whispered. Aisha didn't speak. She just held his hand. Sometimes, the most powerful engines are fueled not by power or ambition but by love. And sometimes the people banned from the room are the ones meant to lead it. Aisha never boasted, never shouted. But she kept flying. And behind her, others took off too. Not because the world changed, but because one person did. And through her, so many others found their wings.